Welcome back. This is video number 3, and we are going to map out your membership site funnel. And I will actually show you how we map out membership sites so that you have a better idea on how to use flowchart tools to map yours out as well. Now, before we do that, let's talk about some basics here. So now that you have a breakdown of what your customers will see on the inside, it's time to get a bigger bird's eye view of your whole site in detail. So before we actually go into the technical setup in video 4 through 8, what we need to do is you need to actually get a brainstorm, get a plan in your head of what everything looks like, and this will actually help you implement everything at a faster rate and at actually a more successful rate as well. So the question to you should be, how many levels will you have? 1, 2, 3 to pay levels. Maybe you have a basic level, a silver level, a gold level, or maybe you have 3 different levels. You need to figure that out. Are these levels going to segment people into different scenarios? Maybe one level is access to a video course. Another level is access to a video course and software, or maybe another level as at a higher level is essentially the video course, software, and maybe coaching. So that's something that you need to figure out. And aside from what you did in video number 2, this allows you to kind of see what kind of front-end offers, upsells, one-time offers you have, and how you can segment people into those different levels or different pages. And if you're able to map things out now, it's actually going to make life a lot easier when you begin to implement everything. Now, since you've done the task in video number 2, or at least now you have an idea about breaking things up and how your customers will get the content or see the content, the question now is, how are you going to deliver the content? And this is what we call drip feeding. So the way you can set it up is you can set up a membership site. Let's say you have a monthly membership site. You can set it up so they get module 1, maybe for the first month, module 2, the second month, via what we call drip feeding. Now, you don't have to do it that way. You can have module 1 on one day, module 2 next week, module 3 the next week. Or you can do something like module 1 the first 2 days, module 2 the second 2 days, and so forth. So really what it comes down to is you can actually specify how you want it to be drip fed. Or will everybody get everything all at once? So that's something that you really need to figure out right now before you actually begin the setup process. And this is a crucial thing to think about, especially if you're trying to set up a monthly recurring membership site where you earn profit every single month. And the reason being is because if you want to do drip feeding, you need to know that ahead of time. And fortunately, the software that we will be using does offer some of these functionalities. And it allows you to kind of become a bridge to connect to PayPal, to connect to Stripe, which is a credit card processing system, and Authorize.net, and other payment processors. So really that's what you need to find in a script is, does it allow you to do what you are trying to do, right? So you may want to use whatever mind mapping program that you want to use, but we are going to use Lucidchart because Lucidchart is a really awesome mind mapping flowchart system, which allows you to kind of break things down, map out what you're trying to set up. And once you have decided on, okay, this is good, we like it, we like how it looks like, we like the flow of the funnel, then you can move on to the next video and begin the setup process and utilizing the script, installing WordPress, and more. But before you do that, make sure that you do everything that you can to plan things out. Now I'm going to switch over to Lucidchart, which is a flowchart system, and we are going to map out a basic monthly membership site. And of course, you can add on to that if you so choose to do so later on. Okay, so as I stated earlier, this process is crucial as part of trying to figure out what your WordPress membership site is going to look like. So I would recommend doing this for this thing. You don't really need to have Lucidchart. You can use other mind mapping softwares if you want to, or you can use a pen and paper and just map it out. I just like to use Lucidchart simply because that it allows me to drag and drop. I just like things digital, so it's really up to you. It doesn't really mean that you have to use this. So we start out with the membership site. You need to figure out, do you have free levels? Do you have paid levels? Maybe in order to get to the paid level, so we'll say this is the paid level, and we can say that this is $37 per month. And maybe there is a free level that people can join, and maybe it only gives access to certain things, maybe access to module 1. And then the pay level gives access to module 2 through 10. And then that's per month. And then of course you can add other things to it as well. Now, notice how I start here. So we start general and then we break it down. So we could say, okay, let's put this down here.